HookahPro.com, your ultimate source for everything hookah. Find the latest tips and tricks, videos, reviews, contests, and more.
Hey everybody, this is Redone01 at HookahPro.com. I've decided that the quality of my previous Elmas 628 review pretty much sucked. Had a lot of problems with my microphone. So what I'm doing is I'm redoing the review altogether with a different microphone as well as redoing the layout. Part 1 of this video I'm going to show you up close the different parts of the hookah, make some comments on it. Then I'm going to stop recording, get it set up and get it smoking, and then come back and do a second part of the view on how it actually smokes. We'll start top to bottom, and we'll start with the brass wind cover. It's decently sized. It's smaller than the extra large wind cover. It does have that implanted, and as you can see, it is open topped. I actually like the fact that it's open topped because I can just stick the tongs in and move coals as I go. Now we have the Turkish unglazed clay bowl. One of the things, they're not glazed so they don't get washed, they're flavor dedicated. Mine is a little dirty. You can see the big old wide gauge holes in the bottom. The most cleaning I do is I sit there and I take pieces of loose tobacco out after I'm done smoking. Other than that, I don't really do anything with it. Got this big old horse of a tray, which y'all can see is actually etched. It's kind of flimsy compared to the feel of the actual stem, but I like it. You can set the coal on, you can set the tongs on, you don't have to worry about them falling off or sitting uneven. Now, here we have the stem of the Elmas 628. As you can see, it's very heavily engraved, or etched rather. And there's the bowl rest with, I believe it's a copper down stem. Easy to clean. One of the things that stands out about this hookah is there is no chamber. That hole right there goes straight to the hose port. They do not have a purge. If you do not have heat management, do not waste your money on this hookah. You are only going to get pissed off. I think if I were to get extra bowls and extra hoses, it's perfectly feasible to have flavor dedicated hose and bowl and just change them out based on what you're smoking. The only downside is since only Nazar hookah currently carries these and all the hoses are one of a kind, they are $50 hoses. Not too fond of that. Sitting here somewhere in my kitchen is my vase. The Nazar hookah Elmases come with striped vases. I believe there's green, red, blue, and frosted, which is like a light gray. I like this more than the ones that came with my can and my Egyptian Noor. It just feels sturdier. There are imperfections in it, but that just comes with hand-blown glass. A note on the stem. The stem and the hose when I got them both came wrapped in athletic tape. I left the athletic tape on the stem because it actually makes a pretty good seal. When the rim of the vase is wet, it slides in, and after it dries out a bit, the athletic tape soaks up the water, and it's a pretty solid hold. That stem is not going anywhere. Set this down for y'all, and get the hose. I can just start by saying this hose is fucking huge. This is a 93-inch goat skin wrapped, non-washable hose. The hose tip originally came wrapped in athletic tape as well. I took the tape off and put a little Maya grommet on. Seems to work out pretty well. Color scheme I chose was green, purple, and gray. That's the stem. I believe the handle is 29 inches long. Nazar Hookah ships them with these I guess, I don't know if they're Nazar mouth tips or Elmas mouth tips. I don't particularly care. They're some pretty badass hose tips, I do have to say. All in all, this is probably my favorite hose. It can be a little cumbersome at times. It makes even the more long handle Social Smoke Pro Lounge hoses, it makes them look like fancy hoses when put against this. In the second part of this video, I'll actually show y'all what I'm talking about because I have a Social Smoke Pro Lounge hose somewhere that way. But all I have to say, what I've already said, is that this hookah is heavy as hell. The stem, I believe, is somewhere from 6 to 7 pounds of brass. I'm going to get it set up now, get it smoking, and keep your eyes peeled because part 2 is about to start. Hey everybody, this is Redline01 with coming back with the second part, the smoke review portion of my Elmas 628 review. The bowl's been going for about 20 minutes. I've got 2 coals and a wind cover on it. It is loaded with double apple, which is what I am currently ghosting this bowling hose with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get y'all a few clouds, take a few pulls, and then I'm going to talk to y'all about the draw and other thoughts. Alright, so as far as the draw is concerned, it is more restricted than something along the lines of a KM. The configuration they use is a male bowl with a female stem. I've heard of people ghosting them with any number of things. I just chose double apple because it's the most smoked flavor that I purchase. I think a restrictive draw is nicer for it. It's a more traditional flavor in the terms that it's got aniseed, which is black licorice in it, which I believe is like a dessert flavor. I don't know. I do love this hookah. It is easily the crown of my collection right now. I want to throw a shout out as a thank you to NazarHookahs.com for making this available in the US without having to pay the god-awful shipping from Europe to the United States. This is Redline01 at hookahpro.com. Give y'all a few more hits and then I hope y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night now.